So what you're going to find in both Make and N8N is they both have this tiered pricing where we have pricing that goes up on this horizontal side where we are either the starter, the pro, or the enterprise plan. And you can see here in Make, we have the same thing. We have the free, we have the core, we have the pro, teams, and enterprise. And what you can see is these additional tiers give you access to additional features in the various platforms. And you can see N8N is the same. And as well, both platforms allow you to select how many operations you want to buy per month for any given tier. So here I'm in the core plan, we can buy 10,000 operations, 20,000 operations, 40,000 operations. And then over here on N8N, you can see here we have 2.5 workflow executions. So this is where we run up against one of the real differences between N8N and Make and how they price. At first glance, you might say, well, I'm paying $20 a month for 2,500 workflow executions, but on Make for $9, I'm getting 10,000 operations. So Make clearly seems a lot cheaper on the surface. However, when you look under the hood, the way that Make and N8N charge for these operations is different. But still, there's a few things to consider in that when you are on the starter plan, you are only allowed to have 5 active workflows. So if I come back to this automation and I turn it on, I'm actually only able to have 5 different workflows active at any different time. Whereas in Make.com, as long as you have a paid plan, you can have an unlimited number of active scenarios. One other important difference is that N8N will limit the number of concurrent executions you have at any one time. So if you have a bunch of these different automations and workflows, it's going to limit you to a maximum of 5 concurrent automations running at the same time. So you can imagine if you have a lot of different automations and triggers all running at the same time, you could easily run into a situation where you're running more than 5 automations at a time, which is going to bottleneck it. They're going to go into a queue. And then once you're running fewer automations, then the next one will kick in automatically. And then if you upgrade, you can get up to 20 concurrent executions. Make.com is different. If you have 100 different automations just like this, they can all be turned on and running at the same time, and there are no limits. Now, there are some smaller differences between N8N and Make.com. If you scroll down on their pricing page, you can get a very detailed feature list based on the tier you're on. So it's important to go through all these different features, but the one I do want to call out, which is very different from N8N, is the concept of data limits. So Make.com is very strict in terms of how much data they will allow you to transfer through their system. When you're actually working with a specific file, you are limited to 5 or 100 or 250 or 500 megabytes based off of the tier you're on. You can only work with a file of that maximum size.